Hey Jaguars, today's video is going to be about dividing decimals. I want you to remember the key word we talked about with multiplying decimals when we said each. Each is a key word that we use to determine if we will divide or multiply. Of course, that determination will be made using the problem-solving tree. If we do have a total, we will divide. If we do not have a total, we will multiply. As also stated before in previous lessons throughout the year, I've told you that you don't need to divide when you're presented a division problem. You can use the divisor, which is the smallest number, and multiply that by the answer choices given. And whichever product equals the dividend is your answer. But let's get started with how to divide decimals. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the standard algorithm. The small number goes outside the house, the big number goes inside the house. The small number is called the divisor, the big number is called the dividend. The next thing I will do is I will float the decimal. That means I will float it to the top of the house. The decimal will stay in the same place throughout the division process. Now, when dividing, if you remember from previous lessons, we will go place value to place value. So I'll start 4 can go into 1 0 times. Every time I subtract, I have to bring a number down. 4 can go into 12 3 times. Four can go into 7 1 time. And 4 can go into 32 8 times. I want you to notice that my dividend has a number on top of each number in the dividend. For example, I have a 4-digit dividend and my answer has 4 digits. You can see my answer is 3 1800ths. And there are no remainders. Therefore, I'm done. What happens if we do have a remainder? Remember, in 5th grade, we no longer have remainders. So let's talk about what we'll do in that situation. 3 divided by 2. 2 is the divisor. 3 is the dividend. I will go place value to place value. 2 can go into 3 1 time with 1 left over. In 5th grade, I will always write my answers as a fraction or a decimal. In this case, I'm going to write them as a decimal. So what I have to do is I have to show the decimal in the 3, because as we've learned in previous lessons, every number has a decimal behind it. Float the decimal and show the 0. When I show the 0, I'm going to bring it down, because every time I subtract, I bring a number down. 2 can go into 10 5 times. And my answer is 1 5/10. You see, I know this is my answer because I have no more digits remaining, so I do not need to add any further zeros. Each digit in my dividend has a digit on top of it, so therefore I'm done. So let's take a look at another type of problem. One more example. As we have just learned, 17 5/10 divided by 4. 4 is my divisor. 17 5/10 is my dividend. First thing I will do is float the decimal, move the decimal to the top of the house, and then I will go place value to place value. 4 goes into 1 0 times. Every time I subtract, I bring a number down. 4 goes into 17 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. 17 minus 16 is 1. I subtracted, so I'll bring a number down. What I will do here is 4 goes into 15 3 times to give me 12. Each number in my dividend has a number above it, but I have a remainder. So what I will do in this case is I will show my zeros. Remember, I can show as many zeros as I need to get an answer. 4 can go into 37 times. I have a 2, so I'll show another 0. Bring the 0 down. 4 can go into 25 times. As you see in this case, I had a decimal and I had to add zeros. Every number in my dividend has a number on top of it. Today's secret phrase is Cowboys rock. And good luck with your lessons. Have a great rest of your week, Jaguars.